Today we will cover confusion matrix and some important terminologies related to it. What is confusion metric? It is a type of metric which is used to measure the performance of our classification algorithm. The terminologies related to confusion matrix can be rather confusing, but matrix itself is simple to understand. This matrix contain actual and predicted values. These columns contain actual values and row contain predicted values. TP stands for true positive, FP stands for false positive, FN stands for false negative, and TN stands for true negative. These both are true negative and positive values. These both are false positive and false negative values. Now what is true positive? For example, if we take an email classifier which will classify email as spam or not spam, then true positive will be the case for which classifier predicted email as spam and actually also it was spam. In true negatives, the cases for which classifier predicted not spam, and in real also emails were actually not spam, so it correctly predicted true negative values. False positive means the cases for which email classifier predicted spam but actually emails were not spam, so it falsely generated positive results considering email as spam. False negative means the cases for which email classifier predicted not spam and actually emails were actually spam. So this is false negative, considering email as not spam but actually they were spam. Now, which is more dangerous, false positive or false negative? False positive is type 1 error and false negative is type 2 error. Which is more dangerous? Based upon your problem, you can choose which is more dangerous, false negative or false positive to detect. If we take an example of current COVID situation, then false negative is more important, because if a person is positive and the kit predicted them as false negative, then they may spread the virus to more people and it may lead to more number of cases. So it is important to detect false negative data in our classifier model, so we can control the number of cases in our country. Second is specificity. Specificity is also known as true negative rate. It informs us about the proportion of actual negative cases that have gotten predicted as negative. It is the ratio of true negatives to all negatives. The formula for specificity is the number of true negatives divided by number of true negatives plus false positives. Specificity measures a test ability to correctly generate a negative result for people who don't have condition that's being tested for. A test that is 90% specific will identify 90% of patients who do not have disease. Tests with high specificity, means high true negative rate, are most useful when the result is positive. For example, if a person who does not have cancer but the report shows that it has cancer, means false positive, then it may lead to panic attack, heart attack, trauma, unnecessary years of treatment, etc. High specific test can be useful for ruling in patients who have a certain disease. Third is sensitivity. Sensitivity is also known as true positive rate. It is also called recall. It informs us about the proportion of actual positive cases that have gotten predicted as positive by our model. Means the person is positive and our model also predicted positive for that. Means it is true positive. The formula for sensitivity is true positive divided by true positive plus false negative. When the value of sensitivity is high, means our model is good at predicting true positives correctly. It is the ratio of true positives to all positives. Specificity versus sensitivity trade-off. We should always aim to get both sensitivity and specificity as high as possible, but sometimes one measure is more important than other. Consider the vaccine example. If sensitivity is high, then it means the model is good at predicting vaccine can cure the disease correctly, when actually it cures the disease correctly. On the other hand, if sensitivity is low, then the model will indicate that the vaccine cannot cure the patient, when the vaccine actually can cure the disease. If specificity is high, then it means the true negative rate is high, and as a result, model is good at identifying when the vaccine cannot cure the disease correctly. On the other hand, if specificity is low, then the model can falsely classify that the patient can be cured, and as a result, we will end up incorrectly giving the wrong vaccine. So, we should decide when and where to increase specificity and sensitivity. By shifting to the left, it increases the proportion of false positive, which means reduce specificity. To increase specificity, we will have to move right on this graph. This is specificity and sensitivity trade-off. You should decide when to increase specificity and when to increase sensitivity according to your problem. If you liked my video, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.